All right. That was a little bit longer of a lunch than I expected. I had created a little problem for myself. I ended up having to reskin a whole bunch of it, pretty much most of it, because I had a crash and I hadn't been saving, and the autosave will save your latest file, and it works. I mean, autosave works fine. The problem is I had two instances of Blender open, and the one crashed, and the other instance of Blender was was the one that was open, and I closed it, not really thinking that it overwrites the autosave file. So I lost like 3 hours worth of work. I had to go back in and completely reskin everything. So we're picking up where we left off. Another thing I did while I was offline is I did figure out, because you remember I was trying to line up things like this over here. I was trying to get like these guys lined up. See how it's not quite lined up over here? So I figured that out, and I also discovered a bug along the way. So I reported it to the Blender Foundation, so I'm sure they'll get on it. I reported a ton of bugs. They've fixed every single one of them. So this will be another one. The workaround for it seems to be to just do it in X-ray mode. If you do it in regular mode, it just crashes like crazy. So anyway, the trick is, come up here in this, you click on this little magnet icon, and then down here you switch it to vertex, and everything else should pretty much already be here, closest, project to self, and move. And then so what we'll do is we'll just move this guy, and it'll snap right to the other vertice. And as long as we don't have auto merge on, it won't be part of it. It'll just snap to it. So we're just going to kind of work our way around and finish. I've already done most of the mesh. That's how I found out the problem. I've done all the back and everything down here. So I'm just going to kind of work my way around with what's left, which is like this part of the where are we at? Like right in here. Yeah, because we've already done a lot of this, but we're just going to kind of touch it up. And we'll just kind of work our way around and re-snap these guys. Let me crawl inside here. Like that. Let me see, how about this one? So this one goes kind of way in the back, doesn't it? That one kind of goes over here. Like that, I think. Yeah. And now that that's up there, it kind of creates a little bit of a wonky reflection, doesn't it? It should be easy enough to fix. We'll just go back into X-ray mode and grab both of these. Let me turn snap off real quick. I'm just going to move it down until it's right about there. And that should mostly fix it. And let me go ahead and move it this direction. Hold on a second. Yeah, something like that. Just to kind of clean it up a little. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, back to X-ray mode. As we work our way back around, see they're still not quite all lined up around here. So we're just going to kind of, that one looks lined up. That one's kind of not quite there, so let's go ahead and snap that one in. Actually, got to turn snap back on. Make sure everything's still here. Alright. Snap that in place. All those are snapped. Okay. That one's way off. Let's go ahead and zoom in over here. Let's see how there's a pretty good gap here. So now that we have this figured out, this will be a lot simpler, and I can just go around and do the whole thing. And we'll have this wrapped up in no time, and we'll get on to skinning the front. I'm going to get in the habit of saving more frequently. It's just Control S to do a quick save. And it's something I do in Unreal Engine, and I kind of got spoiled by Blender 2.79. 2.79 was just so stable. I think all the months that I used 2.79, I can count the number of times it crashed on one hand. I mean, it's just a super stable program. You know, and 2.8, being that it's a beta, is not so stable. So anyway, that's done. You can go ahead and turn that off and put it back to the way it was. Alright, so now those are all lined up nicely, the way they should be. Alright, still drinking morning beverage, even though it's 2:15 in the afternoon here. Let's see. So let's grab this guy right here. Let's jump in here, get into edit mode, and we're going to duplicate him. I'm going to move him over here, and I think this is going to be our last morph. So let's just call this front. Just come on, anytime today. Here we go, front. And then I'll go to the car, and we will over here create a vertex group named front. Okay. Now we're going to do, let's see, from here to here to here. Let's do, maybe I want to do a little bit more. No, right there is good. And then all the way down to the bottom, I think. Like that. So let's go ahead and hide. I'll hit L, and I'll unhide. Now let's go into X-ray mode so I can make sure I have these all selected here, all the way along the line. Okay, and I think this is going to be more of a compression, like going in. Like the whole point of this morph is going to be to kind of smash this nose a little bit. So let's see, let me go into pose mode, and we'll just go ahead and move this guy a little bit. Back into here. Now we can go into weight paint mode, like we were before. Turn on masking. And since this has crashed so much, I got to make sure that all my things are set the way they were. Yeah, so that gets saved. That's nice. Alright, so 0.2 maybe. Oops, 500, so I want full radius, and then boom. Okay, so that goes in a lot if you do 0.2. So let's try 0.1. I mean, I don't want to go too light. Oh, there we go. That's probably pretty good. I mean, it's going to be a little too far in some places. Let's see. So I guess what I'll do... How do I want to handle this? I'm gonna go back out here into object mode, and we're gonna grab this guy. I'm gonna pull him something like, let me reset the transform. Where does it start? I don't want it to be too short. I don't want it to be too short of a dilly-dally there. So anyway, let me get back into the car here. So let's see. Just unselect that. Go back into weight paint, and let's get our weight set up 0.005, something like that. And just paint that back until it starts to line up with what we've already sunk in a little bit, maybe a little more. Okay, let's go back into edit mode. Let's go ahead and let's do this one. Alright, back into weight paint mode. Okay, back into edit mode. Back into weight paint mode. Okay, let's see what that looks like. First, let me go ahead and check the wireframe on it. See, yeah, it's a little bit wonky. It's not quite what I want up in here. So we're gonna have to fix that some. Let's turn off masking. Let's go ahead and change the radius to more like 25-ish. Yeah, and then let me go ahead and get the subtract brush out. And let me get my tablet, just because I want more practice with this guy here. And we're just going to kind of poke these guys back out a little bit. Let me check the view. I think that might have been a little too much over there. Let's go ahead and get the mix brush going again. Till it's something like that. There we go. Alright, back to the subtract brush. This is probably a better angle. Right about there. Right about there. Maybe I should subtract. Is there any weight here? No. Hold on. Actually, would need to add a little bit. So let's go ahead and get the mix brush out. I'm going to just kind of tap some of these in a little bit. You know, something like that. This one looks like it might be out a little bit too far. Just kind of going around and checking the mesh and making sure I like what I see. This whole area here I'm probably going to pull out. But first I want to round this section off just a bit more. Right in here. Just kind of, make sure I don't. I just kind of want to round this off just a tad. Just going to draw it out. Actually, I think that's the middle line, isn't it? Just going to take my time, draw it out there. Yeah, that's good. It's nice and round. Let me go ahead and grab the subtract brush now. This one right here probably needs to come out a tad. Like so. And then I'm going to get into here. And I don't want this kind of caved in area. So I kind of want to just flatten this entire thing, don't I? Let's see what I can do with it. Let's start with... Oh, look, see, I got all this in here that I'm going to have to go back and fix also. Which is fine. We'll mask it off and deal with it when time comes. So... hold on. Let me undo that. Let me just see what it looks like. I might be overreacting here. Let's go into object mode. Turn off this guy here. Yeah, that's pretty good, huh? Might be just trying too hard. We don't need to try too hard. So let's go ahead and clear the transform. Let's go ahead and move that morph. Yeah, that looks pretty solid, huh? Could pull it out some. Push it in some. Okay. All I gotta do then, I guess, is let me double check. Yeah, that's looking fine. It's just a little morph. Nothing too fancy. Nothing too fancy. And then let me jump back in here, like I said we needed to do. And we gotta highlight. Let's see. How much of this guy did we do? All the way to here, I think. So we need to kind of highlight all of these right here. Jump back into weight paint mode. Actually, I needed to transform. Come on. I need to move that until that's kind of sucked in about there. Alright, back into edit mode. No. Come on. There we are. I kind of wonder if I didn't... I know I grabbed all those. Right? So let's go into weight paint mode. Masking. Let me see it with the X-ray on. And then, alright, so we just need our mix brush. We need to make it a little bit bigger. You know, 100 maybe. And we'll just kind of paint it back. It's not enough strength. Here, let's make this 0.1 now. 0.01. And we'll just kind of grab my pen. And we'll just push this back. Alright, keep on pushing it back here. Probably being a little too gentle, but you know, fine. It'll go. Eventually, we'll get there. Okay, we're about there now. It's looking pretty good. Let's tap those back a bit. All right, that should do it. Okay, so that'll give us a little morph there. Now, I had said that I was going to do a hood morph with shape keys. Now I'm not sure I want to use shape keys on the hood. Maybe I'll just go ahead and we'll just give it a shot. Let's go ahead and we'll duplicate this. Let me just kind of put it in a good location here. We'll put it right above the hood. Something like that. Let's give it a name. Hood. Simple name. Alright. Let me go ahead and turn on shortcut viewer real quick. Here we go. Okay. Now, what was I doing? Back over here. Gotta go into the vertex groups. You've got to add. First, let me lock up the fender. Or I'm sorry, the rear and the front, actually. I'm going to lock both of those up. Now I'll call this hood, because that's what I named the bone. And let's see. We're going to go something like from here. How much of this do I want to morph? I think I want to go like way out to here. Yeah, something like that. And let's make this go all the way out to here. All the way across. Let's see if we can just get this whole thing highlighted now. Not quite, huh? Doesn't quite want to play along yet. We're getting there. Alright, I'm just going to go into top view, put in X-ray mode, and I'll go ahead and select all that way. And I'm going to have to deselect a bunch of crap that came in underneath the car. Alright. There we go. Alright, so this is going to be, I think, our general hood morph area. And now that I look at it, I understand why I want to do this as a shape key, and I think maybe I still will. Because if I do this as a shape key, I can just kind of shear this like that. And I can just kind of like move each, like, yeah, I'm going to use it, I'm going to do it as a shape key. We're not going to sit here and wait this for days. Alright, yeah. Plus it'll give me a chance to show off how shape keys work a bit more. So let's just delete this bone. Delete selected bone. No, delete. There we go. Okay. Now I can jump back in here and we can just delete this vertex group. And so that should cover it for the skin. Alright, well, what we're going to do, since we're going to do shape keys and stuff, and that's going to come after we do all of our variants, I have to complete the other two variants for this car. Which means, hold on a second here, I'm going to do the convertible section. I think I'll do the convertible next, and then we'll do our Cobra coupe looking one last. That one's going to be the most work. Because what I'm probably going to do for the coupe is I'm probably going to, if you remember the morph the morph target car that we had. I'm go ahead and hide that. I don't need to see it. This guy. Remember this car. I'll probably just duplicate it and I'll create a basic shape to shrink the other shape onto, and I'll just kind of selectively shrink wrap it as needed. Yeah. So that's kind of that's my plan at this time. So anyway, this car is done-ish. So all we have to do from here is, and where did I do with the bounding boxes? Where did I put those? They're over here. So I'm gonna I don't need to do anything with these yet. Bounding boxes are not something I've got to worry about just yet. I'll do those last, and I'll go ahead. Maybe I'll go ahead and skin those now. That's a good idea. Let's go ahead and, because the skin's going to be pretty much the same for most of them. So let's just get this done real quick. So look, it's already got an armature modifier on it. So we'll just select the armature, and it's a pretty simple, straightforward thing. We're going to go in here, and look, it's already got all these. I'm on the wrong thing, aren't I? No, I'm not. This is right. Root bone, rear morph, front morph. Oh, these are all old. That's because I took them off of the... Okay. Yeah, I took these off of the Econoline, so we're just going to get rid of them all. Except for the hide me one. I'm going to go ahead and leave that, make sure the weight is 0, and assign it to hide me. So then I'm going to do bone root. Hold on here. Bone root. That's not spelled right. Case sensitive, I think. Bone root with a weight of 1. A weight of 1. And we'll assign that like so. Then let's see. Actually, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything I need to deal with. We just did fenders, a little tiny one on the front. All the cabin stuff is going to be part of the shape keys. So yeah, that's something we're just going to end up coming back to when we do shape keys, I think. I actually don't think I need to do any of this on this car. Oh wait, no, the rear one. Yeah, the rear one. Let's go ahead and highlight that. No, not that one. This one. So let me get into X-ray mode here. And so with this rear morph, it impacts the length of the car. So we're going to want to like impact this section over here. So let's just go ahead and add that vertex group, rear, and I'll weight it to something like 0.1, and I'm going to just assign it to the rear morph. So now I'm going to tab out of edit mode, and now we can get into pose mode. Now that wasn't quite enough weight, as you can see. So I'll just have to go back. The best way to figure this out, I think, is just tab into the car, and we'll just figure out what the weight is. And it's 0.46 over there. For like, that's probably about the heaviest section. So let's jump in here and we'll make it 0.46, and we'll assign it there. And that should mostly do it for that guy. Yeah, that makes more sense. And I could probably fine-tune it a little bit further. If I go up here, go to the bone root, and whatever the opposite of this is 0.64, and I'll assign that to the bone root, like that, so that it's basically normalized. Come on. Yeah, and that works well. Okay. So that's skinned. I don't think I need to bother with the front. It's just a tiny little, it doesn't really change like the dimension of the car very much, so I'm not going to tie in the front end morph. When I do the hood morph, I may have it make the bounding box, the lower bounds get a little bit taller, maybe, just a tiny bit, because I would have to do the whole thing from, the whole top of it at least. So I don't know if I'll do that. Kind of unnecessary, but all the cabin ones were kind of important, so I'm definitely going to move the cabin ones around. Alright, so anyway, let's move on to making our convertible variant, I think. So let's jump out of X-ray mode. Let's go ahead and hide the armature for now. And the convertible variant is going to be pretty simple. I'm going to hide the bounds because, like I said, I'm not ready to have to look at those just yet. We'll just add those later. Not a big deal. What's going on here? What am I seeing? What am I seeing? Why do I see a piece of this mesh? Come on, guy. Huh. Let me see. What am I... For some reason, this is... I guess when I moved it a little too far. So let's move it a little bit less too far. So it's not, at least it's not poking through the body. I'll probably maybe go, no, I'm trying to get it to go down. Like this a little bit. No, no. Yeah, more like that. Just a tad. Okay, well that's fixed. Alright, anyway. So, let's see. First I'm going to make a backup of this car. So I'm going to duplicate it. I'm just going to name it skinned backup. Like that. And I'm going to throw it into my backups folder. So I've got all these backups now. Probably won't need to go back to them, thankfully, hopefully. And then I'm going to duplicate it again and move it down here where I have ST convertible. It's soft top convertible. Let's go ahead and hide this one. And let's go ahead and rename this to STCon. And so, the first thing to do is jump into the materials section, and where we have paint two-tone, we'll select that, and we'll change it on this car to soft top, wherever soft top is. There it is. So now it's soft top material. So that's the first thing to do. The next thing to do is to kind of give it that... Oh, I don't have photos open. Why not? Let me take a look at blueprints. Where's the soft top one? This guy here. So yeah, what I want to do is kind of create this this little bit of cave-in to make it look like it's a soft top. So to do that, I'm just going to kind of grab some stuff. You know, maybe I'll do a few at once. Like we'll do that one, and this one. And I'll just deselect paint. Let me deselect plastic. So now I've just got the soft top selected. And let's see. This is going to be a little bit tricky. I should probably do this one line at a time. Let's do this one line. I'm going to do this one line at a time. So let me deselect those. And then I need to get down here. Let me make sure let me get this. Alright. Let me get the 3D mouse going here. Really need to kind of fly in. I need it to be more like that. Okay. So now let's get into side view. I'm just going to try to scale it like this. I'm going to do the same thing with the other two. Right? Let me just kind of get down here. We'll zoom in. Select that. Select, where are we at? Over here. Select that. Go and select that last. Now let me go ahead and scale that Z. So as you can see, we're already starting to get our little curve in there. I feel like maybe I should pull it in some too. I don't know. That might cause too many problems. All right, so that's fine. Actually, I kind of like that, and then this will be a peak, and then let me do maybe this one right here. Get down there, come on. on down there. Get on down there. Let me get the side view here. Scale it on the Z a bit. Alright, we're getting somewhere. And then kind of want to cave in the top just a tiny, tiny bit. And so I'm going to start with this, I think. I'll start with the middle. And we'll go to about there. And that's probably plenty right there. The same thing over here. Just scale Z. And do the same thing over here. Just working my way around here. About like that. And then let me get this one done right here. And there, that should do it. Okay. And that's about it. That's our soft top. And so 2 are done. That's handy. And so we don't have to skin it again, obviously, because we've already done it and we copied it over. So all we have to do is just, you know, as long as we're copying the car over, the skin transfers with it. So that's kind of neat. That's kind of handy. So now let's go ahead and hide that one. We go back to the hardtop convertible. Alright. If it'll let me select it, there we go. Let me make sure that, well, that's off this time. Let me go ahead and save. It's saved in a while. Let's see here. Alright. So, like I had said, I'm thinking with the coupe, oh man, it's going to be tricky. I'm probably going to just, let's go ahead, before I like accidentally start modifying this one, let me just go ahead and get that copied and moved over. So I'll just call this coupe. Like that. Okay, so let's go back in time a little bit. Let's open up the target here. That's that guy. So let me go ahead and duplicate the target, and I'll hide the old one, and this one will be, oh look, I called it coupe initially. I actually need to change that. It should be, I guess it's too late to change it now. It's fine. Just number it. Target 2, whatever. Alright, so now, yeah. What I'm going to do is just kind of fake it a little bit, I'm thinking here. Let me get a photograph of that. There. So I'm going to kind of flatten out the roof a little bit. And we're just going to kind of make just kind of a fat end to this guy over here. Yeah. So let's get started. Let's see. Let me take this all the way down to here. Let me make, what happens if I, yeah, just kind of flatten that out a bit. I'm just scaling it down. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm actually going to delete this. And let me just go through here and we'll delete those. And let me highlight this with L and I'll delete that. So now I'm just kind of starting over a little bit, as it were. I might have deleted too much. Let me go back. I don't think I want to delete this. Let's save that. Alright, let's try that. Yeah, that makes a little more sense to me. And we'll come through here and we'll delete that. Okay. Alright. So now I just got to make kind of a coupe out of this, I suppose. Let me grab these and we'll take a look there. We'll just scale that down a bit, like that. And then I guess we'll just extrude it. And we'll just kind of make it match here in a second. So let me just extrude it back along the Y, like that. Throw it back a little further here. Go ahead and scale it on the Z a bit. Let me go ahead and scale Y0. I just kind of want to flatten that out some. Alright, let me do something like this now, and I will scale it along the X so that it tapers a bit. Let's see, this was connected to this over here, so I kind of want to keep that dimension for now. Keep it for now. Alright, so let's see here. What's my next move? Do I have enough geometry? Doesn't really matter, it's target. No, let's just start connecting some of this, huh? Let's go ahead and I'm going to need another line here, so let's go ahead and just do this. Fill that. Let's see. This can probably move over here. And we'll fill that. And this, I'll just bevel that to get 2. And I'll fill one more time, I think. And, And remember, keeping in mind, this is just our target mesh. We just need to get a rough shape. The actual geometry itself is not supremely important. So let's see, what do I want to do next? Maybe we'll just move these guys over a bit. Kind of smooth out that back end a little bit. And I think I want this to kind of let me put this in front view. Let me try shearing it down some. Yeah, I want it to be more like that, I'm thinking. So this, I'm going to just merge, Alt merge to last. That leaves me with a big ol' n-gon. What the heck, man? Come on. So for this n-gon, I think I'll just kind of go 1, 2 there. I'll grab this one, and I'll slide this down, and we'll join these. And that kind of creates a triangle, which is not a big deal right now. And I'll slide this up. Oops. Hit the wrong buttons there. And I'll join that. And so that's a little... Whoa, that's very funky looking. I have not... Oh, it's because I haven't connected everything else yet. Okay, that's fine. We will start making some connections here. And in order to do that, what do I want to do? Do I want to knife cut this? How do I want? Do I want to just run some... Maybe I'll just run an edge loop. Start running edge loops across here, like this. Let's start doing something like that, and then I'll... Let me just delete that one, and I'll bring this one up and put it in side view here. Sorry, side view. And I'm just going to kind of line it up with the existing vertice there. And so, yeah, from here we can just fill it, right? Why is that a triangle? I don't have any doubles. Maybe I'll just do that. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to kind of work around and do that. So let's do another one in the side view here. Throw an edge loop in, put it there. Let's go into X-ray mode. Yeah, and then I'll just kind of, I'll edge slide this up until it's lined up. Let's just kind of work our way down and do that. Do that. And I'll just edge slide this until it's right about there. Do the next one. Just edge slide this up until it's about there. I don't want to spend too much time doing this. All I want this for is to create a smooth target mesh for me to use. Okay. So let's see what happens now. Can I fill? There we go. Let's fill that all the way down. Alright, so kind of want to just kind of, maybe I want to correct that a little bit. I should probably try to see if I can find any more photos of a Daytona coupe here. So let me just get a quick search going. Let me make that a separate tab there. Firefox, there we go. Okay. So let's just do a little search here. Daytona coupe. Images. There we go. So there's a side view. Let's take a look at that. So it just kind of, so you can see the fender just kind of follows the flow of the glass. So let's see if we can kind of maybe all we need to do is bring up some of this stuff here. Let's grab this line and bring it up and go ahead and do that. Yeah, and then we'll do the same thing here. Let's just do this, get in the side view, the other side view, and let's just bring it up like this. I don't want to go too crazy. Okay, so then let me grab, let's kind of flatten this all out here, because this is getting a little bit wonky. So let me just grab all of these, and I'm going to scale Y0. Oops, I meant to select all of this. All of that. And I'll up to here, or maybe back to here would be a good one. We'll scale Y0. We'll line it up with the back of that there. So I didn't mean to grab this one. It should remain kind of rounded. Alright, and then, yeah, you know, same stuff down here. Just line it up to the same line. Scale Y0. Let's see how that looks. Okay, and I know the Daytona coupe kind of has this rounded, the whole back is kind of rounded. But like I said, I don't want to impact my fenders too much on the existing car. I just kind of want this area for the most part. So let's see. Let me get back to the front view. This is too much of a point right here, so what I'm going to do is maybe from here down to here. Just scale it down until it's not a point anymore. And maybe we'll do one more line worth of it right here. And that's kind of made a little bit of a mess. I should have probably sheared it. Let me see about sharing it from the side. It's moving the bottom down though. I don't want to move the bottom down, so don't select the bottom. Let's just do that. Alright, I think shear is going to work better. So let's just move that until it's lined up there. Okay, that's much better. Much better. I like that a lot better. Okay. That makes the geometry quite a bit better. Let's see. I think I'll move these down just a touch. Just to kind of help round that out some. Okay. And this is just going to be too flat, I'm thinking, right through here. We kind of want to bow it a tiny bit, you know. So in order to do that, I think what I'll do is I'm going to do a, what's it called? What am I looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? Proportional. I'm going to do a proportional edit. So in order to do that, I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to hit Control I, hide the rest of the car. And I'm just going to grab this line, go to side view, I'm going to hit O. And that's this menu here. That's going to enable proportional editing. And let's see, maybe I want sphere. I kind of have to. There we go. I don't know if sphere. Maybe sphere is good. Yeah, sphere will work good. So I'm just going to pull that up until I have the angle I want. Alright, I'm going to hide it, take a look. Yeah. Now we have a bit of a sloping coupe look to this thing. Kind of feel like this section here needs to come down a tad. It does. So let's just grab this from there to there, go back in the side view, and we're just going to move it down. Oh, I'm going to turn off proportional editing, hit O again. I'm just going to slide this down. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, we got kind of a racy coupe look in here. A racy coupe. Alright, not too bad, huh? Now, maybe I don't want it so flat, right? Maybe I kind of want to taper this a tad. So I'm going to do that again for the most part. Let me just grab all these. I'm going to do this whole section. So I'm going to hit Control I, I'm going to hide. Then I'm going to grab this whole section here, I'm thinking. And we'll go back into proportional editing. And O. And I'm going to go look in rear view here. And let's see about... See, I don't think sphere is what I want on this one. I think I want something more like... Do I want smooth? Yeah. Highlight, yeah. Scale X. Now, smooth is not what I'm after either. Unless I want it to kind of dovetail a little bit. It's not quite what I'm after. So, let me try linear. Linear is probably what I'm going to want. So I just kind of want to do, not the whole thing, maybe about like that. Whoops, look what I've done over here. Yeah, I don't know why it did that. So let's try the, I must have been moving it instead of scaling it. So we want to scale with S, not move with G. Yeah. That gives a pretty interesting look back there, doesn't it? It's kind of cool. Let me, obviously it's also a big giant mess. Let's try to unmessify this here. Hold on. Let me turn off proportional editing. I'm going to slide that down. I'm going to scale Z0 it. I'm going to scale it over about like that, just to kind of straighten it out some. Okay. So, not too bad. Yeah, we're not in the business, again, that's the thing, we're not in the business of a complete total copy, right, of the Daytona. We're kind of doing our own thing a little bit. What is, let's see, here's the back. So yeah, it kind of has this totally inset look. We're not going to go for that, I don't think. That would be a lot of extra work. And I'm not sure there would be much benefit to it, quite honestly. It's a pretty unique look. But otherwise, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it otherwise. Again, not a perfect Daytona match. Just kind of maybe a little Corvette Stingray looking. It has some of the character of it without being totally exact. It's still pretty flat, but it's not inset. It has more of a taper. I like it. I'm happy with this. So okay, we have our target mesh. Now we get the challenging part, which is getting the coupe and doing all the work over here. So let's go ahead and unhide the coupe. And we have to cut this all apart now, and kind of cut it apart and put it back together. And we have a lot of geometry to work with. So I think the first thing I'll do, man, I got a lot to do, don't I? Because I got to get rid of this seam in here. That seam's got to go. So if I'm going to get rid of that seam, I might just want to get rid of everything to here. Like this much of it. You know, obviously not going through here. Let me deselect by paint. So let me just X and I'll delete those vertices. And we'll see what we can do with this. And then that gives me all of this extra stuff here. So let me grab, let's see, what can I get rid of? Jump in here and go along this back line. Select that whole back line here. Yeah, back there. And let's delete it. Alright, that should make this its own element that we can delete now. Alright, so let me see, what am I left with? What do I have left over here? What kind of mess do I have to work with? So yeah, this is going to have to kind of get welded together, glued or whatever. So let me delete these vertices there, and let's see about. Let's delete this one, that one. Oh, not that one. That one, and that one. We'll delete those, and let's start merging some stuff together back here. And I still want to simplify this, so let's delete that one. Let's delete that one. And then let's grab these two, Alt-M, and we'll merge at the middle, at center. Okay, that's going to close that off. Alright, so we'll do the same thing here, Alt-Merge, Alt-M at center. This one I want to merge at last, so I want it to come down, and it'll come Alt-Merge at last there. A little triangle here. We can probably just start deleting some of this extra stuff. Let's delete that line there. Delete that vertice. We'll highlight this. Let me see. Let me highlight this one. Man. Alright, let me hide that. Let me highlight this. Oh my god, this isn't actually connected to that, is it? So let me go ahead and merge those. Let me Alt-Merge at last. And yeah. Now let me go ahead and turn Auto Merge Editing on. I want to collapse this line. No. Like that. That's what I want to do. Alright, I'll turn that back off. Okay, so now I have a quad there. Let me unhide that guy over there. And this looks a little funky, doesn't it? It's okay. Because this whole purple thing is, we're just going to end up, let's select it, and it's going to be paint, because it's a coupe now, right? And then we can actually just get rid of the two-tone paint material altogether. Okay, so kind of off to a start there, right? So let me see, do I have what I can work with? Yeah, I think I can work with all of this. So I have it just kind of like nicely going over here. So let's just cut out, actually, yeah, let's cut out everything over here. So let's delete that. Let me see, is this a separate unit? Yep, let's delete most of this. I don't want to delete all of it. I'm going to delete to the trunk, I think. So let me just select that and I'll hide it. And then yeah, we'll delete all this. Just delete all those. Unhide the rest. And actually, now I have to kind of go I don't have to do much, do I? I can just fix this. I can fill that, and we'll just fill this all the way down like that. Kind of fix that up. Alright, so now I have a big hole. Oh, good times. Alright. But since I have a shrink wrap, and oh man, I don't know if do I want to keep this? Let me look back in here. I kind of have to, don't I? Kind of stuck with this guy. So in order to make that work, I'm really going to need to okay, I think I know what I'll do. Let me hide this one. Let me select these guys, but not those guys. I'm going to extrude this. I'm just going to extrude it along the X right there. And then this guy, I'm just going to join up right here. And then down here, I'm just going to throw an edge loop in there. And then you get a warning when you add edge loops to something that's already skinned. It doesn't skin very well. So actually, I might not do that. What I'll do is I'll take the existing edge loop and I'll bevel it. Like this. That makes sense. And then I'm just going to yeah, we need to just collapse this guy over here. And then I'll connect these four. I'll fill those. Yeah, like that. Alright, so let's just grab this and we'll edge slide it till it's about there. And I'll grab this guy and we'll just edge slide it till it's about here. Okay. So now that I'm about to start assembling this car, actually, I have one more. Yeah, I should probably connect this back up here, huh? Let's go from here to here, and I'll fill it. Control R, I'll subdivide it just one time, and then I can. Oh, doesn't want to fill. Okay. Well, I'll do it el manual. 2, 3, 4. We'll fill. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll fill. And I do believe those normals are backwards. Let me take a look. It just looks a little funny, and oh, just this one. We got one normal backwards. Oh. Shift N should flip it around. That means the rest are probably just not smooth. So let's smooth the faces. Turn off this normals checker. And no, that means that I have some other thing going on. I have something wrong with something. Oh, I see what I've done. I see what I've done. Well, let's just move this up, and then we'll do this Alt merge at last. And then I probably have like a double face in here. No? It's just I'm going to select them. I'm going to delete these faces only. Only the faces. I want to see the geometry. I'm going to make sure that everything is the way it should be. Everything seems to be as it should be. So I'll just try filling them again. It's kind of a long way around. It's having that weird reflection issue. I don't want to just pass it off till later. See, there it is again. So now I think it's just a matter of smoothing the faces and checking the normals. Yeah, so let's fix that. What in the earth? That is definitely not as it should be. So, alright. Whoa. Oh dear, I've crashed Blender. Go figure. Alright, so I just have to launch that again. And it's going to give me some errors because it's been bugging out this too. So that's another bug that I reported today. Can't determine the proper OpenGL. So let's go ahead and open that back up. Actually, I need to recover the autosave. There we go. Alright. So anyway. Wait, really? It's been that long? Two 225. Is it this one? What the hell's going on with the autosaves? Man, I hope I didn't get screwed again. This is my latest autosave. Why? What is going on with the autosaves? Now autosave didn't work? Alright, let me just open the that's probably newer. Oh my god, come on, dude. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, this is fun. Dealing with bugs in a beta. It keeps telling me it's like, oh, you need OpenGL 3.3. It's like, yeah, no kidding. That's why I have OpenGL 4.7. And I don't know, man. It doesn't remember anything that we've done during this entire video. And I don't know why. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to open preferences. And it crashes every time I open preferences now. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. So now I can't even open preferences? Oh, there we go. Finally. Let's me open preferences. Save and load. It should be saving every minute. I should have a frickin' autosave from 1 frickin' minute ago. And I never got one? I didn't get any autosaves. Like, it's just not autosaving. Let me try recover last session. Well, that's definitely not it. Oh, this is getting a little bit frustrating. It's actually getting a lot frustrating. Oh man, because check it out. It didn't. I haven't. Everything I did with the target, I thought I had saved though. Alright. What's the newest one? February, what are we on? February 26th? 26th February at 2:40. Of February at 2:40 or 26th of February at 2:25. Well, for crying out loud. Alright, well, I'm not going to make you watch me do everything that I've already done again. Oh, how annoying. How frickin' annoying. Alright. Anyway, I'm gonna log out, and then I'm gonna have to rebuild my target mesh. Please tell me the convertible saved. Alright, so I got the convertible done. That must have been the last thing I saved. So I'm just gonna have to get in the habit of saving more frequently manually, and that's just a thing I'm gonna have to teach myself. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this. I'm just basically going to have to build this all over again and start cutting up the other mesh all over again. anyway, I'll log out here, and I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do some more work tomorrow, or we'll get the coupe we'll start closing off that opening that we created, and we'll use the shrink wrap modifier to do that, and yeah, we'll get back on track. All right. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.